interruptions your kids may have suffered while trying to take the ISTEP test last spring may have annoyed them and disrupted their day, but did not impact overall test scores. That's the finding of a major study commissioned by State Superintendent Glenda Ritz. Our TV6 reporter Norman Cox is live at the State House with more on those findings. Norm?
Well, the national researcher that Ritz paid nearly $60,000 to do the report told state lawmakers today that he knows they may find it hard to believe. But he says the delays didn't bump the scores in any discernible way. Educational researcher Richard Hill said the changes in statewide scores this spring reflect the average increase found in the last several years. This despite the fact that roughly 80,000 students experienced testing interruptions that lasted in some cases for more than a day because of a lack of server capacity by the vendor, CTB McGraw-Hill.
It does appear, looking at the data, that the net impact of the interruptions was nil. Students scored about as well as they would have done had no interruptions occurred. That may come as a surprise to many.
Hill says that doesn't mean individual students were not impacted, and he says he'll keep looking for evidence of that so that any unfair scores can be thrown out. But he says proving that an individual or even a single classroom was hurt by delays will be very difficult.
I'm not optimistic about being successful there because we are truly looking for a needle in a haystack. When the average student grows 15 points from one year to the next, and there's a student who's only grown 2 points, there are a myriad of reasons why that could have happened.
Superintendent Ritz thanked students and teachers for overcoming the annoying delays and producing good results. But because these scores are now being used to evaluate teachers and calculate their pay, she will give districts the flexibility to reduce that impact for this 1 year.
There is no mandate. It is up to the individual school districts to look at that. You've got Lawrence Township, who had 47% disruptions. They may look at this differently than another district who had, 2% disruption.
Despite today's findings, CTB McGraw-Hill is not off the hook. Ritz is currently negotiating a financial penalty with the company, which recently was forced to pay $1.3 million to the state of Oklahoma for delays that took place there the same week as the ones here. Reporting live at the State House, I'm Norman Cox, RTV6.